to Apocalypse, Mr. Manheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Welcome back to Darkseid's Couch, the most fair use podcast on the internet. I'm Mike.
This is James.
This is Shée.
And today we're going to do a comic called Starriors, right?
Starriors.
Starriors?
It's about the ultimate Starrior.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a brand of Cheerio.
You know, regular Cheerios, regular like meat and potatoes, original flavor Cheerios, they taste like fucking drywall. They're awful.
I know, but I love them because I like bland food.
I like Cheerios too.
Yeah.
But
Shane
regular? Not like apple cinnamon?
Yeah.
Not regular.
Oh,
I
I
also
like apple cinnamon too, but yeah.
like plain donuts are also my favorite donuts.
Jesus Christ. Apple cinnamon pisses on regular Cheerios from a great height. From a massive height.
Fuck, is it Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes?
And
Yep,
you don't
that's-
need milk that way.
That's what's on the back of my Hemi is a sticker of Calvin pissing on regular Cheerios.
Yeah.
That's where the phrase pissing in Cheerios came from. That's what people say.
Oh, okay. You're pissing in my Cheerios
Pissing
here.
in Cheerios is just to
Is that
remind
a
us
thing?
about
Nope.
Bill Watterson. Yeah, people say that.
Oh, I guess so.
Not funny or clever people, but people.
I thought it was pretty funny and clever.
Judgy McJudgerson.
I guess it's
Yeah,
the
look
first
at
time
that.
you hear it. The first time you hear it, it's like, oh, it's pretty funny. And then you hear it all the time. You go, oh, okay, so you just saw this on like a Tumblr account. And now you
Yep.
got to say it all the time.
Yep, like people that like quote.
and then
their
you look
favorite
at them and go,
movie.
here's your sign.
Ugh. Ugh.
I don't know that. Like I've seen that's one of the redneck comedy guys. I still don't know what that means. Was that like was it a bit about like giving people signs to designate that they're assholes or something?
That they're stupid.
They're stupid.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Why is all the redneck comedy about how stupid everyone else is when they're
gee, I
like,
wonder.
statistically the dumbest people?
Well, no, because you might be a redneck is all about themselves.
Yeah, a little bit.
Does
Not
Jeff
a little bit, a lot of it.
Does Jeff Foxworthy still look the same?
Yes.
It's just grayer. He's just wrinklier and grayer.
That's
Yeah.
right. He had a sitcom for a while.
Yes,
He
he
did. I used
did.
to watch
Haley
it.
Joel Osment was on
Can
it.
you imagine? Fucking.
I grew up in
Jeff-
Georgia for a while. He was a big fucking deal.
Let's see what Jeff Foxworthy looks like now.
Yeah, it looks about the same.
He looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
He's just a little more racist.
Yeah, it looks like he's slowly morphing into Sam Elliott. But
Yeah, I was just about to say he's turning into Sam Elliott's little brother.
He's aspiring for Sam Elliott. Almost canceled that guy.
Older
Sam
people
Elliott.
get racist as they get older.
seems like it.
Yeah.
I like that his website describes him as comedian, outdoorsman, guy.
I think that's just a funny joke.
Yeah, look at that.
I remember what did Homer's business card say? A local man about town or something?
That I don't remember.
Local man. Local man.
Oh, that's what it's going to say when I make the news.
Local man does something that he probably shouldn't have done. I just came
Yeah,
back
Mike,
from
why are you on the news?
Various. I don't know.
Curious?
various indiscretions.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good that I haven't made the news.
It is.
Yeah.
I know. No, I don't have any photographs of me in handcuffs on the way to court.
Right. Well, you
We
could make
got-
the news for something good. Like, just making the news isn't inherent. Most people, when you hear that they made the news, you assume that they did something good, but you're assuming that it's a bad thing automatically.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you might make the news. All right, you're not setting records down at the soup kitchen.
Nope. I'm not. Well, I mean, unless it's like a criminal record.
Yeah. You know what's criminal is this fucking comic book.
Yes, Starriors, because like it's funny. Like
Starriors.
while we were talking about it in Messenger, and James is like, I read this damn thing, and I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. I was like, oh, James is usually the one who reads it well.
Yeah.
So up until about 2 hours ago, I was going to have to come into this comic book and tell you guys, I'm sorry, Starriors beat me. I could not read this comic book.
It's pretty unreadable.
It is.
You can't tell what's happening, who's who.
No, not at all. They're
Like when you-
all the same fucking color and build.
Yeah, so like because you guys told me that, I decided to learn about what Starriors is.
Ooh,
and
I
learned
tried
some
as
history.
Mike
I
did
tried.
research?
Yeah, because I was just like, man,
Nice.
I'm gonna take some of the the weight off of James's back, and I'll just like learn a little bit about it. So I read the comic first, and then I learned about Starriors. It makes a lot more sense once you kind of
It makes
figure
a
out what's
little
going on.
more sense.
Like when Shée says they all look the same, that was like when they were like designing the toy line. The goal was to just like reuse parts and just repaint them, and then call them by a different name with a different allegiance to save money. So that's why they all have them look the same.
There was I was looking at the toys, and this came out in 1984. By the way, there was never a TV show for this. There was talk about there being one. There never was. It was just a toy line and some comic books.
Yep.
And the comic books were just clearly designed to just sell the toys. But I looked at the toys, and this came out in 1984, so I was 1 year old when these toys were hitting, roughly. But I saw one toy in there that I absolutely remember either having or playing with somehow. And I mean, I'll say I had the robot, and it wasn't the female figure, and I didn't turn into a serial killer.
Oh
So,
my God.
Todd McFarlane's onto something.
Yeah, but now you're really sexually attracted to your computer.
And robots.
Yeah.
Well, same thing, different, really. Same.
Right?
same
Aren't we
difference.
all women though with vibrators?
No,
Well,
they're
I don't
not
think
attracted to the
yeah,
vibrator.
It's not the circuit board.
They don't like hear a buzzing sound, then all of a sudden like get super wet.
No,
No, I don't think that's how women work.
no, it's not
Also-
Pavlovian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
circuit boards
Pavlovian.
don't inherently buzz. No.
They're
I mean,
like a crash test dummy song.
Demo, my cat does that with his food bowl going off, though. He hears that humming and he comes running. So that's
And
kinda,
he can hear it like over
the
the
walls.
dishwasher.
yeah.
If he doesn't respond to his name, god damn it.
No.
He kind of does. When there's food on
That's right.
the line, I can say demo dinner and he will come.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows his name. He just chooses when to listen to it, and I respect that. Like his time is too valuable. I'm not gonna come every time someone calls my name. Fuck that. Fuck you.
It's a good thing Demo isn't an actual human being.
Well,
It's a
he's better
damn
than
shame that I am.
Yeah, maybe you two
Yeah.
could flip flop. That would help.
Yeah, can we do a Freaky Friday thing?
I'd be an excellent cat.
Guys, before we get into this too much, I do want to say we got a little bit of news here. We did it with our Spotify rating.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, you said something about it.
After I bashed and harangued people for weeks on end, we finally got enough people to give us a rating on Spotify that it actually shows up, and it's a perfect 5-star rating, right? And so thank you. And now you as a listener might think that your job's complete, and you've never been more wrong about anything in your entire life.
No, now you have to. Now you got to be like a street team.
Yeah, now we know you can help us.
Yeah, that's right. Free labor.
Now you're in deep. Yeah, so now you need to, first of all, if you haven't gone to Spotify, you still have to go hit it, because if somebody else goes in there and they take away their rating, we might lose the rating. So if you haven't rated on Spotify, you got to go rate a 5-star on the Spotify. But you also need to go to YouTube, because we got to get followers on there. We got like nobody on YouTube. Even though we put more effort into the YouTube version of the podcast than the audio version. Am I alone in this?
Yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do those things.
People are going to psych. Yeah, people are going to lost a little steam on that one.
Oh no, it's just that I went.
coals out
I
of the
like.
engine.
I didn't
went on
realize you were done.
I went on the Spotify and I don't see any ratings, so I'm just like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Because you have to look on the app and you don't have a smartphone.
No, I do. I'm looking at it right now.
All right, fine. I'm not gonna fall into whatever weird trap that is.
No, I have one. I mean, I have like a pile of old ones.
A pile of old razors. Of old,
I have like a lot of like old technology that I just rip apart.
yeah, garbage. A lot of old trash.
Pretty much, it's garbage. Yeah.
Yep. Digital.
But
junk.
it's like, but I like have it like around to use it as a camera, so I always have one.
Well, the point is, for those of us living in the post 2013 world, the Spotify app needs your help. Go ahead and pound that like. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. And now you need to go do it on YouTube as well. And there's nothing stopping you from watching it on YouTube while listening to it on Spotify. You can double dip.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then start to row you boat it, where like you start at one spot, and then like a few seconds later you start it somewhere else, and then you start somewhere else, and you start somewhere else.
Does that
That's how
help?
people go crazy.
Yeah, right. That's what I
don't know
want
what
to
that
do. I
really
want to drive
does.
people mad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering these episodes are like 2 hours long, I think
Yep,
we're
already
succeeding
going
in that.
crazy.
So, the basic concept of this thing, how do we even explain this fucking thing?
So
Good question.
So
Take a
apparently
drink of water while Mike tries to explain this.
at some point in the future, solar flares were going to like scorch the planet. Which so there's a few things wrong with this. So, but I'll bring it up later.
More anti-sun propaganda.
No, it's just like they don't understand anything. So like solar flares threaten the planet, so humans decided to save themselves. They put themselves in like cold storage, and they built these robots to kind of like maintain the Earth or keep them alive throughout the centuries until the Earth is good enough to come back to. And there's 3 different kinds of robots. There's the Destructors, the Guardians, and the Protectors, and they all have their own jobs. But the solar flare thing it continues on for so long that the robots forgot that humans exist, and they became like myth.
Well, because they weren't around while the humans were around. There was no crossover there, just like dinosaurs and humans, despite what Hillsong Church will have you believe.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, are we sure that's what the dinosaurs look like? They are just kind of like finding bones.
Have you
No,
ever seen
we're
it
not
together.
sure.
Have you ever seen an image of like a rabbit skeleton and it looks like a terrifying lizard creature?
Yeah.
It looks like it's like a totally different thing. So you never know. Maybe they had big fluffy tails and furry pouches and such.
Yeah, we'll never know. Isn't that like maddening that we'll
might
never
know.
know?
Well, don't we think now that some had feathers?
Yeah, I think it's generally accepted that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers.
I thought that they turned into like ostriches and chickens and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chickens are like the closest relative to dinosaurs, are they not?
I have no idea. I imagine the Komodo dragon or an alligator would be.
You'd think so. I don't know.
Or
know
I
chickens
think
are
like the
definitely-
ostrich or the emu
Yeah.
over the chicken.
Yeah, they'll eat you and everyone you care about.
Well, that was cows, but sure. I'll never turn down a Simpsons reference. But yeah, that's just the class. It's worth noting all these robots have a class and a series, and then some of them have a model as well. Like
You know-
there's a lot. you
And
need
they
to know
have
to follow
names.
this.
You know what? If when a solar storm happens, it's usually the machines that suffer and the people that are okay.
Well, it's in the future. They're probably not the same kind of these robots aren't made out of the same shit that your pile of old VHS fucking beta players are made of. Like this is futuristic technology.
And like it's not just robots, but there's like robot mech suits with robots driving them in their little cab.
These guys are made out of Zunes. All the leftover unsold Zunes.
If someone has leftover and unsold Zunes, you need to let me know where that cash is
send
like
along.
located because I gotta find some of that. The only problem is though when you let those old lithium ion batteries sit for a long time, they become worthless.
Yeah, they're buried out in the Nevada desert with all those ET cartridges.
All those ET things, yeah.
And that was kind of the way this thing worked. And
So robots are being driven by other robots, and man is beneath the earth and cryogenically frozen, but it's been so long that the robots that drive robots think man is God.
Yes. Pretty much.
and they've got cool names like I got a few of them here. Let's Gouge and Crank and Nipper and Butt Plug and
They
Dick
all
Pic,
sound like
Batney
drugs.
and Stingray.
What was one guy called like Slaughter Steel Kill or something?
So the main bad guy's name is I kept wanting to call him Sergeant Slaughter.
I kept calling him Sergeant Slaughter.
It's very hard not to call him that. I think his name is Sergeant Slaughter Steel Slaughter Face.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sylvester
couldn't-
Stallone?
I couldn't remember who anybody was or what anyone's motivations were or
No, I could. I was just going to agree with you, Mike. I don't know what the hell they're fighting over.
they're robots driving robots, but they're all really, really neurotic, and they also don't know what's going on or what to do.
They tried to give him personalities.
It's just weird. And only that they, like a lot of these robots slip in and out of consciousness. Like they're robots. It's like
Right,
they're
right.
just. You mean they're turned off? What are you talking about?
Well, they gave one a personality, but the personality is just it being a coward.
There's one robot with 2 robots trapped inside of it, and they need a magic ring to send people
Yes.
back to their bodies.
It's
Yeah.
worth noting most of what they're saying and doing is just toy commercials. It's just them telling you the various things you can buy because like the ring, they keep talking about a ring that they need to transfer consciousness between machines. That was just a toy. Like all these things were just toys, and it just smacks of a bunch of middle-aged ad executives just like, here's how you play with it, kids. You're going to have a good time. Like that's what the whole comic is.
When this failed, they repurposed the toy designs and repainted them and used them for a different toy line in Europe.
Oh.
I will say, so Starriors, it's actually worth noting, that's an offshoot of a different Transformers knockoff, maybe it even predates Transformers, I don't know, called Zoids.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the only reason I knew about Zoids is because the Zoids comic book was one of the first things a young Grant Morrison worked on
we're doing that
in their
next.
career. Yeah, it got weird and not in the way that sold a lot of toys to dumb little boys. So,
That's a nice rhyme.
yeah, well, yeah, I think about dumb little boys a lot. Try taking that out of context.
Selling toys to dumb little boys. Gotta be said by Vincent Price.
Oh, Ron Funches.
Or Ron Funches. Both guys that sound like they're probably pedophiles but
We
aren't.
just want to get some toys in the hands of the good little boys out there. That's all.
When's Ron Funches? When's his like moment where he gets busted comes out?
Probably not. He has an autistic child. So
Well-
he's a good man.
No, don't.
Ron Funches seems like the kind of guy who might actually stumble on this podcast, and I would like to have his endorsement because he seems like a nice man.
Then if he can't take a joke, like I don't want his endorsement.
It is weird when comedians can't take jokes.
Yeah.
It's weird. When you're really sensitive when Jeff Foxworthy is like, I'm more than just the redneck guy.
I also have beliefs, and that belief involves Donald Trump won that election.
Stop the steal. Another thing, one of the class of Starriors, the Wastors, their control circuits, which are essentially the brains, that's how they control everything, their control circuits are visible through a facial dome, meaning another Darkseid's Couch favorite, exposed brains.
Hey, all right.
They didn't put it in, they didn't put it in the
Yay.
artwork. You can't see it. Shade's a really big fan of exposed brains. But yeah, we've seen the Brain from Doom Patrol twice. We've seen the Brain Emperor from Mighty Crusaders, Dr. Bad Vibes from Cops, Kane from Kane, and Mother Brain from Captain N, the Nintendo Master, and now the Wastors from Starriors all have exposed brains.
Good job calling it the Nintendo Master the right name.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm reading from a script.
Good
right
job,
now.
dude.
From that.
Way to write something down.
Yeah,
Way to
right.
write it down. I have a question for you guys right off the
Okay.
bat here. So, based on this comic, and don't look at the credits or anything. I'm assuming you already didn't. I'm banking on the idea
Nope.
that you didn't. Yep,
Absolutely not.
good. I love it.
If I did, then you wouldn't be able to say who it is, and we'd lose content.
Yes, stretch it out. Based on this comic, which is clearly just a toy commercial for boys in the 80s, we can agree on that. That's what it is. What kind of a guy do you think would have written this book? Like, in your mind's eye, what's he like? The person that took this job and wrote something that was so aimed at manipulating little boys' brains and filling this kind of trash. Do you have a mental picture of that guy?
All right, I'm forming one.
Yeah. Shée, can you know what I'm talking about? You kind of get the kind of guy who would write something like this.
See, but here's the thing: is I know this is the kind of job that would just be handed to someone, so I don't have a good, clear image in my head of who it would be. It just
Okay.
seems like one of those of where Marvel will just go, Joe, you're working on this now.
In my head, I my brain formed Stanley.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. This book was written by Louise Simonson, who is not only a legendary comic book creator, also a lady. All right? This was written by a woman. A woman wrote something so aimed at little 8-year-old dumb 80s boys.
I mean, I imagine all the comics were aimed at that.
I mean, also,
Yes.
it's not that hard to do, as we see.
I think it is. Well, it's not that hard to do it. Yeah, it's hard to do it well, but it's so steeped in goofy, masculine little boy power fantasies that the fact that a grown woman wrote this was shocking to me that her name was attached to this.
I'm surprised that she was able to keep track of all the names and who was where and doing what, because I sure as hell couldn't.
No way in hell.
No, we need a team of specialists. Yeah, I will say, we looked at her work specifically on Power Pack number 19 way back in the day. She's the co-creator of Doomsday, co-creator of Apocalypse, Steel, and we also saw her with her equally legendary husband Walt Simonson on the Wolverine and Havoc Meltdown miniseries. We looked at
That
in
was
episode
bad.
67.
That was
No,
pretty
we mostly
bad.
liked it.
Did
I thought
we like
mostly
it?
liked I think we mostly like
I think I remember not caring, which is the worst sin of all.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Well, anyway, point is, I don't want to shit on her because I'm sure this was just some goofy assignment she was handed, but I was shocked to see her name attached with this trash.
Writing this, she's like the Charlie Day meme where he has the conspiracy wall and he's like,
He's got all the people pinned up on the wall.
It's got the names of all the Starriors.
Fuck, I almost needed that in order to try and figure it out.
Yeah, right. This is really rough. So this was a 4-issue limited series to tie in with the comic, with the toy line. This is issue 2, more like number 2, if you ask me. Right?
Oh, so the cover here is like it's got like an active volcano, and one of the Starriors is wrapped up in webbing, and they're about to be attacked by a giant spider, which is of no threat because they're robots.
Picture a cover for a Lord of the Rings movie, but replace the hobbits and shit with a transformer.
Right. I wonder how big these guys are. Maybe they're like hobbit-sized.
I will say this is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, very painted, maybe painted. I'm not. It's hard to tell, but it's a beautiful cover for a crap book. This is from 1984. It's a book called Under Fire, as I said, written by Louise Simonson, art by Mike Chen and Ian Aiken on the interior.
Did Louise Simonson? Is it Louise or Lois?
Oh, you know what? It could be Lois. With a lot of these comic book, you never see these people on TV, so I never hear their names spoken. I always just read them, so I get names wrong all the time.
Okay. Well, the writer, did she write all 4 or just this issue?
I believe she wrote all 4. She wrote the whole thing.
Okay.
And
one sitting, no edit.
Then she had to be institutionalized. She lost her mind. All right.
Marriage fell apart.
Yes. Yes. It took the Havoc and Wolverine miniseries to bring them back together.
There we go.
It's the only thing.
The X-Men bringing people together. Mm-hmm. As long as they're the right kind of mutant.
As long as they're the right kind. Yeah, the right kind of mutant. We can work together on this. Fucking.
I imagine there's like an ad like on TV. It's like a political ad, like certain members of it's like in black and white. It's like an anti. It's like certain members of the Avengers thinks it's okay to be in a team together when your powers came from different sources, but not here in the X-Men. We're the same kind of mutant, the right kind.
It's very Strom Thurmond.
Yeah.
We don't want our kind of mutant mixing with those kind of mutants.
I'm Professor Charles Xavier, and I approve this message.
That's why none of them can run for office. They're all problematic figures just in principle.
I think.
Well, no, that just makes. I mean, with that character, that oh shit, which movie is it where the military guy has a mutant son?
X2. Are you talking about X-Men 2?
Oh, yeah. And in X-Men 3, I think Beast was working in the White House. I think he was an elected official.
Yeah, he was like the Secretary of Waste Management. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'd put him in charge of, because he's always got to clean out his hairy drains in his bathtub.
And hairballs, too.
Yeah, he knows how to clean that shit up.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Yeah, so my point was, I've been trying to read this book for a couple weeks now, and I would get 2 pages in and have to stop, and I would come back to it like a day later. I really, up until about 2 hours ago, I didn't think I was going to be able to read this book. I thought I was going to have to tap out on it. That's
pretty fun.
How incredibly difficult it was.
I read this in one sitting today.
Yep.
It wasn't, I don't know. I didn't think it was as bad as you made it out to be.
I almost quit the show over this.
I mean, we're just going to be like, guys, we can't do this book. Let's just do a different one.
No, I would still do it. I would just stumble through. I've planned funerals with less reluctance than I had to finishing this book. Like, this was hard. This was hanging over my head.
Well, you got to take that tab of acid for the funeral.
Yeah, maybe that would have made it a little easier.
That's right. That's how you do it.
Even with all the characters constantly shouting each other's names, I still can't identify a single one of them. And I counted. There's, I believe, my numbers could be slightly off because I only counted once. I'm not doing this twice. 216 panels in this comic book. You want to guess how many of the panels do not have a character saying another character's name?
Oh,
because they're constantly just shouting each other's names so you know which toy to buy.
I'd say there's 2. There's 2 panels that don't have.
That's going to screw up the point I'm making.
Was I right?
There's 46 of them. But still, over 3/4 of the panels in this book, including the panels that are just explosions and shit, over 3/4 of the panel in this book just have characters kind of yelling each other's names.
Well, so we know who's who since they all look alike.
There's a better way to do it. Or maybe, don't worry as much about it's just bad writing. That's what it comes down to. Like,
Bro, it's this kind of nitpicking. It's going to cost a lot of toy manufacturing jobs some employment.
Todd McFarlane trying to get that license for Starriors.
Todd McFarlane's trying to invent horses, and you're just trying to take the money right out of his mouth.
Invent
out of the horse's
robot
mouth.
horses. Yes.
What?
That horse needs his money that he eats for some reason. It's the only thing he'll eat.
She's like, what are you talking about? I'm just remembering dumb tangents from like 10 episodes ago for some reason.
It was like 2 episodes ago.
It is in my mind now. That's how like silly bullshit where I'm just like, yeah, Todd McFarlane invented horses, and now in my mind, that's like a canon joke that I'm just gonna always laugh about.
He didn't invent them; he just popularized them. Like, they weren't on the map until Todd McFarlane started making horse toys.
So the first ad I think is badass because I had this game. It was the Atari Mario Brothers game.
Yeah.
People don't know that there are a bunch
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, there are pre-Nintendo Mario games. Like Mario first appeared in the Donkey Kong game.
Yes, he did. I know
That
that.
I knew.
And then they came out with this. And I had this as a little kid.
He had Luigi in there too.
Yeah, Luigi, yep.
Wow.
Fucking up everything for everybody.
Yeah, the Jump Brothers, as they called them in Japan.
Yeah.
And he's
The
being
fictional
chased
land of
by
Japan.
crabs.
Yep. Because
Yeah, it's a
Italian men
metaphor
get
for-
crabs a lot.
Yeah, it
'cause
was
they
a
have
metaphor
such-
for STDs.
Because they have thick pubic hair.
Mario's mustache is disgusting.
Yeah, played by Chris Pratt.
Played by Chris Pratt. I just saw that they postponed that from like December to March next year.
Oh, yeah, what did he do now?
They're just kicking the can down the road. There's a renewed online vigor to get Chris Pratt like removed from
Why?
things and
Why?
well, we've talked about it before, but because he is supposedly a member of some problematic. I mentioned Hillsong Church earlier. He is not a member of that church, but he is supposedly a member of a church that's affiliated with that, and the people behind that church have made some very controversial films involving a lot of anti-gay stuff.
Aren't all churches problematic, though?
No, they're not. They are not. There are a great number of very accepting churches.
I don't really care about what Chris Pratt believes.
Well, then go see the Chris Pratt movie.
I'm not going to. No, hold on now. I'm not going to do anything that drastic.
I mean, I'll say my biggest problem with him is that he just seems like an asshole, and he took way too long to defend James Gunn.
I still watch Mel Gibson movies. That's how far. That's how I feel about
pretty
everything.
bad. That's pretty bad. Two of them
But
should get together and do something.
He did make that Santa movie, and it was badass.
He made a movie just now with Mark Wahlberg about Mark Wahlberg playing a priest, and it's some
Mel
sort of
Gibson's in it. That's
I think
funny.
Mel Gibson might have directed it.
Oh, great! Everything worked
Yeah.
out.
It looks horrendous.
I bet it's good. Mark Wall. Is it funny?
No, that's
okay.
I saw
Okay.
the commercial while I was like making dinner, and I had it muted, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, Mark Wahlberg's doing like a funny priest thing." And then I saw it again without it muted, and went, "Oh my god, he's trying to sell this."
I thought that's all. I thought once he started making comedies, like they figured out, and he figured out that was his deal.
Wait, so the alcoholic racist directed the man that thought he could stop 9/11.
And he blinded a Korean man.
Yeah, and he tried to like kill a Korean man.
Well, yeah, but they're Christians, so it's.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Father Stew. It
Stew.
sounds like a comedy. It sounds
does
like a
sound-
movie he made with Will Ferrell,
Let's see. Let's take a look at this.
directed by Seth MacFarlane.
It's directed by.
Did it really
Seth-
say directed by Seth
No.
MacFarlane?
No, but
No.
like that was Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane made a couple movies
It's directed
together.
by Mel Gibson, or as I call him, Seth MacFar-Right.
Hey.
Yeah, that would have been great as a comedy.
No, it's.
This
yeah,
looks
it
like a
it's-
movie that should have been released direct to VOD.
Yeah,
I
no, this
like
is a-
what's his name comedies. Whatever Mark Wahlberg's comedy movies, they're pretty funny. He's
But this
he's
isn't a comedy movie.
I know, but like it's weird that they're making these still because
Oh.
I haven't seen him in like a serious.
I mean, I
role in
love
a-
Boogie Nights.
Oh yeah, he was in Boogie Nights. That is a good movie, but that's kind of a funny movie too.
It is.
Parts of it.
parts of it.
Yeah,
All right,
parts of it are
anyway.
not funny.
He pussied out and didn't show his real dick at the end.
Yeah.
They had a prosthetic one,
Yeah, because it wasn't a fucking foot long.
bro. Then they should have casted someone with a bigger dick.
Yeah, they should have reshot the movie. They shot that scene last because he
They
kept
should
telling
have.
him.
I guess Willem Dafoe was fucking busy.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. I want to see his huge Antichrist cock.
You can find it.
They should deep fake him into Boogie Nights, but only his penis.
Chaos reigns.
James, Google Willem Dafoe's dick.
Yeah, let's look it up. Let's look at Yeah, I remember that.
I kind of like it. I kind of like that.
That movie? That movie
No,
sucks.
I've never seen the movie. I just like that. I like that sound. William Dafoe penis. Let's see. Oh wow!
Jesus.
Look at him go.
That's
Now, is this an old movie? This is just an old movie.
Yeah, but it's him.
that's
from
not
1985.
that's not like insane.
Well, it's
Like, it's pretty
flaccid.
big. It's pretty big, but it's not like I thought it was gonna be like freakish.
Well, keep in mind, Willem Dafoe is 4.5 feet tall.
okay.
So that's actually pretty impressive. That's pretty good, especially considering it's flaccid. It was the 80s. Everyone was a little smaller in the 80s. By now, he's probably put on another 3 inches.
That's good. Willem Dafoe, man, that guy's he loves his craft.
Yep. Was he also nude in Antichrist? Is that also him?
That's a fake penis, though, or a penis double, or whatever you want to.
Yes.
Yeah, because they couldn't use his real one because it was like freakish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lars von Trier came out and said they'd use a double because it looked fake.
If you're not going to Bronson it up like Tom Hardy, I don't want to know about it.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Flip flopping around.
It's a great movie. I can never
That's
show
just-
it on Twitch though.
That's a secure man because he's fine, but he's not huge. He's not packing, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to helicopter it around for 2
Yeah, but
straight hours.
that's most people though. So it's
That's
like,
good.
yeah, you
I'm
should only
glad.
you should only be embarrassed if it's like dinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's deflating the myth.
I mean,
appreciate that.
Jason Segel in Forgetting Sarah Marshall just fucking
yeah?
whipped it around.
Is this? Hey, look. Is this?
Yeah, it
is
looks
this Mark
like it.
Wahlberg's dick. Oh,
No, that's
he's-
Wolverine's.
Is that Hugh Jackman in both of
Yeah,
them?
it's Hugh Jackman.
He's doing okay considering
Yeah,
he's
he's
in the
alright.
probably cold water.
It's doing all right. I was in the pool.
Shée doesn't know that reference.
I do know that reference.
Oh, you did that. That was a good one.
I do
Did
know
somebody
the
about
shrinkage thing.
It's been pretty heavily memed.
Is it Did Seinfeld make the women of America aware of shrinkage?
Yeah.
Did they not know before that?
No, some of them still don't.
Yeah.
We don't like. Yeah, men don't know anything about women, and women don't know anything about men.
And let's keep it that way. I don't
Like
want those
nobody
lines
knows.
crossing. I don't want to know how women pee.
Sitting
Insane.
Down.
It's
They pee out of
rude.
their girl dick.
Tiny
How
little
many
girl.
holes do you think we have?
They got a girl. Well, it's got the girl dick. Like how I got one. What? They got something different.
There's probably a lot.
That's why childbirth is so painful because they have to explode the girl dick to get the kid out.
They pee out of the little clit. The clit comes up, and they pee, and they have to push it down because when you're sitting down, if your clit faces up, it's going to shoot you right in the face. So you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like
push
one
it
of those. It's like one of those flowers that blooms every morning, except it's when it goes to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yep. Just like morning wood. You got to make sure you angle it.
I imagine it like would pop out like the little alien mouth inside the big alien.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's equally horrifying every time.
Yeah.
God, genitals. God damn. When are we going to be done with this?
Aren't they
When are we gonna
weird?
do
Right?
genital
You got these weird things like
Ugh.
just in like a vulnerable spot.
No. Everybody gets the same thing in my utopia. Just
That's like all
smooth.
that is like all the evidence I need of why intelligent design isn't a thing.
Because they put him that way. That was actually Jon Stewart's argument back on an episode of The Daily Show years ago. Is like, you took the most sensitive part of me and put it in an unprotected skin bag hanging between my legs.
All right, that's called random chance and
Why?
like random genetics.
Who would design that? That's
I know
insane.
one. Unless God thinks he's funny and he thinks cock and balls are funny,
God
which they
probably
are.
thinks God probably thinks he's hysterical.
Listen, that's your cross to bear, and I have to bleed a bunch a month.
It just shows us how based God is.
What if God's not nearly as funny as he thinks?
I think
get up
God's,
there.
well, I mean, if that was the goal, if the goal was to be funny, then God's pretty funny.
I don't know, man. God may not be that funny. I read that whole Bible. Barely laughed at all.
Yeah, but that was like your unfunny friend trying to repeat a joke he heard
Oh, he was
on a
telling-
movie.
Oh, yeah. The apostles weren't funny. That's true.
No.
The apostles notoriously terrible sense of humor.
Those weren't funny. Jesus
They're
was
like
pretty
Germans.
based.
Yeah, Jesus was based as shit. Jesus was a good dude. I
Breaking
like
into
that guy.
temples and flipping over money changing tables. That's pretty based.
Fuck your table.
Getting killed by the government because they don't like what you have to say.
Bitch. And yeah, and he had to be killed in the most metal way possible.
Yeah, he did.
Why don't you stringing me up there in the hot sun in the desert?
And it didn't take.
I'm still gonna come right back.
That's right.
Give me a
He
week tops.
He respawned.
He respawned in a cave and just came.
I mean, I know they had to write into law that now when they, hang people or kill people for the death penalty, it has to state until the person is dead. Because originally it didn't. And so it was like, well, we zapped him. He didn't die.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah.
We zap him again, like in. I think that's what they do now. They just keep getting you.
Yeah, well, that's why they put it in the law. Now it is until you are dead.
Well, you gotta stretch it out like Mark Wahlberg's penis or this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta keep stretching and stretching until it hurts.
It wasn't my
'cause
goal.
we are not even in the issue.
Well, that is the issue.
I'm kind of trying to avoid talking about.
No,
this
it's
comic book.
okay. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't just.
Well, I think we can look. There's no way we're gonna be able to actually go through the
listen.
entire
Truth
story.
or dare.
It's like pretty, like the book is pretty weird because it's like this opening page. You got
Slaughter Steelgrave.
Yeah, like it's just weird how like all the robots are pretty much the same, but they still like have like physical dominance over each other somehow.
Yeah, they're all built the same.
And they can't talk to each other. I guess they don't have a common internet, so they can't talk. They're like weird ass humans.
They speak English.
And they
It's
speak
weird.
English.
Like, why are you speaking English? You just Bluetooth your information to the other person's brain.
Like one robot is like lifting up the other one and like by his neck, but we know that these robots are actually just like mech suits with a little robot inside. So what's he choking?
Yeah. Well, he's not actually like gonna strangle the guy by picking up. He's just kind of like pulling him off the ground so he can't do it. Like when you pull a cat off the ground and they're like, dude, like you're just lording over the fact that you've taken away their mobility.
Like one robot is the only difference between the two robots in the foreground here is that one's purple.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I can't really.
There's a whole color system too.
Yeah, and then there's another guy who's just watching the whole thing, and he has a drill on his chest, and he's just checking it out.
Super useful.
And in the way background, it looks like a robot dinosaur is herding sheep.
Yes. Yeah, and there's a robot pterodactyl as well.
Named Cricket or Chirp Chirp? What the fuck was it named?
I've got the wiki page open with all of their names and their designations and their genders, because there are a few with genders as well.
Yeah, they mentioned about being in love.
Yeah, why were they programmed with the ability to love?
Why were they
And there's
programmed for
one that-
genders?
Because clearly
that's-
their programming is like a problem too, because a lot of them complain that they can't fight because they're programmed to be pacifists.
To each other. They can't hurt each other.
Yeah.
Like within their ranks. Because they can attack the other kinds of robots.
Weird.
Well, they all have specific things that they're allowed to do, and some of them are able to override the programming, and some aren't. One says he's programmed to be a coward.
Yeah.
Like, why would you program that robot?
I think it just means like they just call him a coward, but like the robot was programmed to be cautious, so it doesn't like fuck up its expensive hardware since there's no one around to fix it.
He explicitly says, "I am a coward. I was programmed to be that way."
You know, they've been around for like thousands of years. We're assuming at this point, like they probably they evolved it over time.
All right. They're out in the desert, I guess. By the way, just to set the scene here.
I think the whole
So they're
planet's a
constantly,
desert.
Yeah, I guess so. And so they're constantly like, so this is like 2025.
Yeah.
This is about 3 years from now. And so they're constantly like blasting like holes in caves and causing rock slides and stuff. They do that a lot.
I mean, that's the problem is like that's because they have nothing to do, so they're breaking up into factions and fighting over nothing.
Well, apparently the bad guy, Sergeant Slaughter, he's reluctant to acknowledge that humans were ever real because he figures if humans come back, they're going to want their planet back, and now he doesn't want to be decommissioned.
He's like, God created the robots as is.
I mean, he's supposed to be the enemy, but honestly, if this were real and this were happening, you know, he's acting like a human. He's like, dude, I'm not going to be decommissioned because you found another species.
I am
Like,
a
that's what-
product
that's-
of intelligent design.
That's, yes, his robot god. Well, this would be, you know, he's doing what humans would do. Humans would say, like, I'm not giving up the planet to some species that died out years ago.
Robo Christ was unplugged for your sins.
That was in Futurama, wasn't it? Wasn't there a Robo Christ in Futurama?
Shit, am I stealing that? Am I stealing? I know, but Will Smith has like a
remember.
pseudo Robo Christ movie.
There's Robot, Devil.
iRobot?
Was it iRobot?
Well, iRobot was not an Asimov movie. It was a completely unrelated movie, and they just decided to slap the Asimov title on it because it would sell better that way.
Yeah, they did that with a few Will Smith movies. Like I Am Legend is like not really has a whole lot to do with the book.
Well, it does, but they changed the ending of it because the whole point of the title was at the end of it, you find out that, oh no, he, the main character, he is the legend, and the zombie people have been scared of him the whole time. He's the monster in their society, but then they decided that that ending was too much of a downer, so they just changed it.
Yeah.
They just flipped it around.
And the biggest downer was Will Smith's in it.
Man, what a hard fall that guy's taking.
No, it's all a work. It's all going to work out.
It is. I'm not going to say it's not going to work out, but it is not a work.
It's
Like, he would not have,
probably a work.
he would. Who for what? He doesn't. Nobody looks good in
Hey,
this.
they're going to watch the Oscars next year. I tell you what.
I don't think they will, because actually this year the Oscars ratings peaked before the slap, and they didn't go back up.
What,
So I guess we'll
the
see
people.
in a
I
year,
bet
but-
the peak was like people tuned in, like, oh shit, the Oscars are on. Let's check it out, and then they realize they don't care.
Yeah, honestly, that's what it. So the Oscars this last year was their lowest rated episode in history, and this year was their second lowest rated episode in
That's
history.
great.
Like, nobody's watching this shit.
No, it's an award show for art. How do you justify that?
Yeah.
Well, if it were an award show for art, I'd be cool with it. It's an award show for celebrities to give each other awards about how great they are.
Yeah, I want an award for the show. Someone give it to me, and then
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
then I'll
start
like
the-
awards for art if I get one.
Yeah, we'll start up the couchies and we win every award.
Yeah, we win every one.
Except for Best Podcast. We lost it.
We're giving it to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we gave it to Joe Rogan.
He just
He
wins.
just refused to be canceled.
Like there's 3 votes, so we all just vote for Joe Rogan.
We all voted Rogan. Like, let's be honest here.
That'd be good.
So there's a whole bunch of other robots fighting and such, and they mention that they can like dive into this one robot's brain and share information via mind merge, also known as just all communication.
Yeah,
Like,
otherwise known as the internet, but they didn't call it that. They call it the mind
It's so
merge.
weird. Yeah, they have to use these rings, these transfer rings, in order to mind merge.
So there's the sexy lady robot.
Yeah.
Geo.
Yeah, they made her
Who's a
sexy.
car?
What?
And then there's one of the robots that looks like one of the robots from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yeah,
Pearl,
the long
yeah.
neck, the
Yeah, Cambot.
Why?
Well, not Cambot,
Why did
Pearl,
they
yeah,
need
you're
a
right.
sexy robot? Why did a robot need birthing hips?
Because so that the robots have someone to fuck. It's like the girl Smurf.
it's just
I mean, isn't the girl Transformer sexy too?
Yeah, and they all fucked her.
it's such a
Oh.
weird
Yep,
like
they did.
they're robots.
Yep.
Like, they don't care. They'd
Yeah,
just
they
be
do.
programmed to be attracted to what their programmers
I'm
want
pretty
them to be
sure.
attracted
I
to.
think we did a whole Transformers comic about robots being sexual. When that one lady wanted to fuck that robot.
There's an old episode we did with Transformers where, yeah, it was not it was clearly like an inside joke where they were trying to suggest that this human woman wanted to fuck this robot
Mm-hmm.
while her simp boyfriend watched and cried.
Oh
guy?
yeah, she had a simp boyfriend. I totally forgot. And they told her they told her to just settle for this fucking loser.
Because they were in like a shit town and he was like the only guy. And even then she was like, well, I still think I could do better.
Yeah, she thought.
I'm going to fuck this car.
Yep.
I'm going to fuck the Prius out here that came out of town.
She'd rather fuck a non-human like robot than this fucking guy.
Oh,
That's how much of a he's literally the only guy in town. And
That was a much more entertaining comic.
and she got taken away by a robot who didn't even want her.
So these Starriors, they're trying to break into this volcano, I guess, because they think that maybe this is where the records of the humans went.
Yep.
Maybe?
I know I keep all my records in the volcano.
Yeah, well, it's a secure place. I was gonna go investigating the volcano.
Yep.
So yeah, they have to mind merge in order to do this for reasons that really aren't clear.
Yeah, they can just talk to each other.
Yeah, and then they get into the volcano, and then they're interrupted
Hold
by
on.
the giant
Nope,
robot
nope.
T-Rex.
Go back.
No, we don't.
Apparently,
Okay.
at one time,
Mhm.
Richard Pryor had a block of cartoons that he hosted.
Yeah, a morning
guess
show.
so.
Was this
What?
to rehab him after the drugs and stuff?
Like, it's pretty fucking. It's called Pryor's Place. It's like the co-zone for anyone who grew up in Chicago. It's like it's like bizarre. Like, when was he doing that? I guess 1984 is when he was doing this. And so Richard Pryor is hosting the Muppet Babies, Dungeons and Dragons.
The Get Along Gang.
I never even heard of Pole Position. I thought was an arcade game. I didn't know they made it into a cartoon.
Pryor's Place, which looks like it has puppets.
Super fucking weird.
Yeah, Pole Position sounds like a softcore porno.
Dude. Okay, that's fine. Richard Pryor didn't know what was going on. They cut him a check.
Yeah.
He did a photo shoot, and then he was out the fucking door.
He looks like he was staying up all night smoking cocaine.
Bro, you can see his coke nails. Jesus.
What? That's so weird. That is
people
so
have coke
fucking.
nails?
What
Like, you
decision?
can't-
What were they
What?
thinking?
Why are there coke nails? Why can't you just find a dollar bill? I don't understand this.
I don't know, because you like it that much. It's like those guys who grow their nails out to play guitar. Like, wow, you must really like playing guitar to look like an idiot.
Well, it's the other way around. You can't have nails to play guitar, or at least it's extremely.
No, you always see that one flamenco guy with
I'm a
the
guitarist.
long pinky nail, and he uses it to strum the guitar.
That's his coke nail.
Oh, is that what that is? All right.
I just don't like you can't ever be at risk of not having a coke delivery mechanism on you. You're so desperate, you need to make sure you have that you actually grow it onto your body.
Well, it's almost like it's so addictive they made it illegal.
Yeah. I mean, how are you gonna get that job? How are you gonna get hired with that?
Yeah, they're like, you're at a job interview, you look totally normal, but you have a coke nail. They're like, the fuck?
God damn it.
I guess now you don't have to grow it out. Now you can just have a press on.
Yeah, press on coke nails?
Yeah, you have a press on.
Yeah,
press
you
on
could.
Coke nail.
Yeah, there you
Press
go.
on coke nail for sure. Yeah, it's just business in the front, party on the weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
And
And during business hours.
and yeah, during smoke breaks,
And always.
lunch, and anytime you take a bathroom break. Yep.
Right?
And a couple other spare times if the boss is
And then
around.
then one day you try to fuck and you realize your dick shrunk significantly, and then you decide it's time to go to rehab.
Yep. You gotta Wahlberg that up.
Yeah.
You gotta stretch it out.
Yep. I get up at
and
2 a.m.
then,
to work out.
And then the TRex robot breaks in, and a piece of rock is near his head, and it looks like he's wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah, it does. What if he like bangs his head and just goes, "Ow!"
Why do I have pain receptors? It doesn't help anything.
Why didn't they build him with regular hands? Why make him into a dinosaur?
I don't know.
So when the humans were designing their protectors, like these robots to like maintain the Earth while they were sleeping, they're like, "Bro, I made a T-Rex out of one." They're like, "Why the fuck did you do that?"
Yeah, it was just things that are awesome, things that are cool.
What if he was like the T-Rex guy? Like he always came to work like wearing a T-Rex T-shirt, and he had like little models of T-Rexes in his desk.
His pet project. They kept telling him, like, dude, it's not practical, and he just would not relent because his dad had all the money, was funding this thing.
Yeah, he just gave
there's gonna be a T-Rex robot, all right?
Yeah. And then they go to sleep, and then the solar flare hits the Earth, and all the robots stop working because that's how solar flares work.
No, not in this.
It's a
comic.
total fabrication.
Nope. Instead, some volcano spiders show up.
Yep.
Sure.
The dreaded
Sure.
fireproof volcano spider.
Again, very Lord of the Rings.
Well, I guess that's to tell us how long it's been since this disaster happened.
That these spiders have evolved.
Yeah, to the point where they can live in volcanoes. Like that's like a million
mean,
years.
I mean, I guess it's true when we were looking at the cover. Like, we really don't have an idea of the scale. So maybe these are normal-sized spiders.
Oh yeah,
well,
they could.
how,
Yeah.
like, would solar radiation gonna make them bigger?
Well, radiation of any kind will cause mutations, and if that mutation is beneficial to the survival of the species to the point where they'll successfully breed, then yeah.
Well, I think enough sun is just going to make a spider explode.
That's pretty much where how anything mutates is the solar radiation. Like that's how any life form changes.
This T-Rex robot fights this giant radioactive spider. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the spider, because it lives in a volcano, is basically invincible.
The volcano looks like it goes off for some reason. Sure.
Oh, there's
Sure.
a T-Rex in there shooting at stuff.
I mean, it's really hard to get through this without identifying anything.
It's
Without
hard not to
identifying
give them
things
funny
that-
voices in your head too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all the same. Yeah.
Like when one of their was it Slaughter Steel Man, when he's like talking, I just want to make him go like quack, quack, quack.
Oh, I thought you'd make him just talk like Sergeant Slaughter.
You know what? I can't remember what he sounded like enough to give an impression.
All wrestlers sound like Macho Man Randy Savage.
That is
head.
not necessarily true.
Didn't he?
Again, in my head, that's all.
He just sounded like a really strict drill instructor, didn't
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
he?
He
Yeah,
did.
that's all he did.
He did.
And then they, there's this scene. They constantly have to tell you what's going on because the art isn't really clear. So there's a scene where I guess they break the side of the volcano, and I guess hundreds of what comes in? Hundreds of destructors have invaded, and they're just yelling, "Oh shit!" as the robots just get cascaded with destructors.
Yeah, and I guess the spider's webbing is made of glass.
That sounds like a more interesting story. Let's find out more about that.
Yeah, so yeah, so like in order to like defeat the destructors, they like shatter the glass webbing, and because they're robots, they're cut easily by glass.
Yeah, and there's a robot here called Cut Up, and they're there to save him.
He's the funniest one.
You know what? What is his? I think he's actually not. Let me see. I got the cheat sheet here. What is Cut Up's thing? He's a protector. He's a series of his series is waste store. Model is chainsaw.
Does that mean he's like a garbage man, or he's always wasted?
Dude, well, I'll tell you what the waste stores are in a second. Volatile. He's volatile. He wants to be able to turn his chest saw on his enemies. That's Cut Up. So he's not.
Oh,
fun at
I
all.
see. Because he's got like a death blade.
Yeah.
So he's like a battle bot.
Yeah. They tried to put Jeff Foxworthy's brain in there, and they gave him a big buzzsaw. The waste stores are a series, and they're roughly the same height as an adult human. So if that's true, then these are that gives us some scale. But yeah, they have a tool.
Wait.
on their torso on the right
The,
arm.
the little robot inside the head is the size of a
No,
human,
no. The
or is
waist-
the mech suit the size of a
All of
human?
the mech suit. Yeah, the mech suit.
So there's a tiny little robot guy in his head.
Are we sure about that? There's a tiny little robot guy, or did
Yeah.
I miss that? Or
Yeah. Not in the comic,
Okay.
but they don't mention in the comic. But like when I was looking into this, that's what
Well, I'm reading the Wikipedia article.
So I
and-
read there's like a little robot driving a big robot.
Right. I mean, there's definitely human circuit boards in there, but
I know that's what they call them. They call them circuit boards, but they're designed like humanoid.
well, they define the circuit boards as being their brain. That's the Starriors' brains.
All right, but there's a little brain inside that robot driving them around.
The brains of the Starriors, called control circuits, are crafted in the human image.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just took that to mean that they were like mechanical brains. That
No,
look like human brains.
they're humanoid. They're like they're like little robots inside the big robot. driving
they
around.
over-engineered this concept so much. All
Yeah.
they needed to have, you have good robots and bad robots, and then if it's successful, you make it gradually more complex.
Mm-hmm. No,
This
they
is
decided to go
insane.
balls to the wall right away.
They wanted to just like gaslight kids into thinking this has been around forever. And it's
Maybe,
just
well,
got
this is Marvel,
complicated.
and they were trying
Doctor
to,
Who.
they were just trying to replicate the success of X-Men by making it super complicated.
Oh my God, needle. Yeah, but you know what? X-Men, I can identify which is which, except for Angel, apparently.
Yeah.
Like these guys. And the thing is, you can't even identify them by color because they make a point of saying, like, well, usually the red ones are the bad guys, but they could be the good guys as well. Like,
Yeah,
so the
because
colors don't even matter.
I guess in the lore, like, there's a lot of loyalty issues where
A lot
some
of
of the
betrayal,
some of the destructors are like, this is dumb.
Well, in 84, too, with Red, it's like,
Wicked
oh, no,
destructors.
Red is communism. Red is bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now red is bad again, but for the opposite of communism.
It's a great color to make a hat out of. I know that much.
What is it the opposite of for...
You know, make America great again.
Oh, I was thinking of Russia. Okay.
Russia's not red anymore.
It's got red in the flag.
Now they're tracksuit black.
Where are we on the Russia issue? We like Russia again?
Yeah, sure. Russia's
No.
It seemed like for 4 years we were cozying up to Russia a bit. I don't know
Yep.
what happened?
Yeah.
just sent
Well, I
it away.
mean, it's all work.
Yeah. It's been a pretty good show.
Probably like Putin's a heel. He's just, he's trying to get heat.
Yeah.
Trying to get Biden over, but the crowd ain't having it.
No, they're not going for Biden. He's a jobber.
All right? No, they want someone like they want Stone Cold Donald Trump is what they want.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun image on the video.
Yep.
So then we get one of the good guys, and he's flailing his limbs like a psychopath,
This is malfunctioning because no one's been maintaining these robots for 1 million years.
rusty as shit.
And
And then there's a little cowardly one that they want to like have infiltrate the headquarters of the bad guys.
Right, but he doesn't want to do shit.
He don't wanna
But
do
that's
shit,
not
and
the girl.
No, that's not the girl. Well, it doesn't have hips, so yeah, it's not the
Yep.
girl.
You can't fuck it in the porthole.
Yeah, it's like a little Roomba or something, or like a Wally. And I guess they don't know. The bad guys have identified what the good guys look like, so they need to send somebody in that nobody gives a shit about because they didn't classify what he looked
So
like.
they sent a
because who cares?
Roomba.
Yeah, they sent a Roomba.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then I don't know if this. So there's a panel here where the bad guys are talking to the spider, and I can't tell if the spider is actually saying words in response or if he's just looking at them.
Yeah,
No,
spider's
no.
looking at it because it's just a spider, but they're robots. They don't know anything about spiders. They don't know that the spider can't talk.
I wonder if they think the spider is a human. And
They're
we
like,
found
look
them.
at we found the human, kill it.
If we knew they looked this badass, maybe we wouldn't be. Maybe we would be a little more open to bringing them back.
What if the weird robot creator who built the T-Rex was riding that spider, and he came out and goes,
got a
"Look, the
cowboy
T-Rex thing is still working."
Look, just give it a chance. It's really cool. I'm even giving him tiny little arms.
Like, yeah, he can't even pick nothing up.
Why'd you give him tiny arms, Larry? Couldn't you at least give him regular arms? I'm gonna
'Cause
call my
T-Rex-
dad.
Because T-Rexes have little arms.
Yeah, but it's not practical. Like you're building a robot.
Yeah, it's
you
not
can give him-
practical.
I
could
made a
be-
drug that gives
You-
worms to ex-girlfriends.
You know what else T-Rexes don't have? Gears and metal shells and all kinds of things.
We don't
Like, you
know.
can make this however you want. Yeah, I guess we don't know.
Metal corrodes, bro. All dinosaurs could have been robots.
Yeah, if he was made of anything other than styrofoam, we wouldn't know. That shit's
Bro,
been
you
around
believe in
forever.
dinosaurs? I have people say that to me sometimes.
You believe in dinosaurs?
Like, bro, they don't know.
I mean,
I guess that's a
you know,
compelling argument. It was so
can't
long
prove them
ago.
Yeah, it's a very compelling argument from those guys.
Those guys.
those scientists.
Isn't it funny, like those dudes that are just like, yeah, dude, they learn about dinosaurs and they're like, dinosaurs aren't real. That's fake.
And he smokes 4 cigarettes at once. Yep,
Yeah,
I know that guy.
yeah.
Yeah. So they took this little wimpy Roomba guy and they flipped him upside down because I
Yep.
guess nobody would identify him that way.
Yeah, and they fucked them.
They pushed his shoulder blades together and just fucking rode him from behind.
Yeah, they tried to fuck them, but they realized it wouldn't fit in, and so they spun themselves around and tried it that way, and then they realized the first way was the way to go.
Yeah, just keep it. It was fine. It was fine the other way. God, they just abused this thing.
I meant this was like a USB drive.
Oh, I see.
You know,
I thought it was just a random sadism.
no. They just have USB dicks.
They have USB dicks. That's pretty funny. They still don't have USB-C.
USB a dick.
They're still on the old USB. People
Then
just
I
will
use
not adopt
USB anymore. What are we at now?
We're at USB-C, but nobody wants to adopt. Well, the people are slow to adopt it. By now, everything should be USB-C.
I thought
There's really no
Russia was
excuse.
like pretty close to making everything USB-C.
Well, because they're a great country. They're the best country on earth. I was told for 4 years they're good guys over there. I don't know why, but I
No,
remember
he
4
didn't.
distinct years.
No, Putin. He was a dictator, and then he pretended he wasn't one, and let someone else pseudo be in charge. Then he goes, "No, I'm the prime minister. No, I'm the president forever."
I could have sworn for about 4 years there, everything seemed pretty pro-Russia for a while. It
Well,
seemed
no,
like
it's
they were good
because
dudes.
no.
It's 4 weird years.
I mean,
don't know what
no
was happening.
government's good.
The Finnish government's good. They're the least corrupt government in the world.
That can't be true.
Well, that's how they're.
Let's
or
look that
they're the
up.
most corrupt government, and they're the best at hiding it.
Look up least corrupt government.
Denmark, New Zealand, Finland, Singapore, and Sweden are perceived as being the least corrupt nations in the world.
All right, there we go. The places to
Those are good
move.
places. Yeah, good places to
Singapore.
go.
Dang.
Yeah, Singapore was surprising. Wasn't that where they had the caning contest?
Yeah, that's all I know about Singapore.
I guess it
That's
works.
It's
They
just
kept
that-
people in line, including the government. They're subjected to caning as well if they fuck up.
Yeah, dang, bro. They whipped the
If you've
shit
got
out of that boy's ass.
If you've got the threat of caning hanging over you, you're gonna act right.
I mean, I'd probably behave a little bit better if I knew they could just cane me.
Everyone in Singapore's mama raised them right. It's just a nation of sassy moms.
Yeah. The
Threatening to
Singapore
spank
moms are just spanking their kids. It's just like part of their culture. Just beating
I
their
know
kids.
you didn't skip school today.
Yes, man, they ain't skipping school.
No.
There's none of that.
I think these uncorrupt countries they don't make a big splash. They kind of just mind their business, and so we don't think about them.
A lot of sore bottoms in Singapore.
All right. Anyway, so what the hell is going on here? They're taking apart
So-
a
I don't
robot.
know. We're not even halfway through, and I still don't know what fully's going on.
They made like a swan robot.
So you see, like right here, in the two middle panels here, with the glass dome. Behind that glass dome is a little man driving the robot.
If it is true that the circuit board brain is a humanoid shape and not an actual brain, I was just under the impression that it was basically a circuit board shaped like a brain. And that's
No,
what was in there.
I took it
You think
as
it's a little guy.
a little man. Yeah, a little man driving the car,
Ah, God, because I remember the toy and
which is
Oh,
pretty
I might
funny
have to do
because
more
how
research.
expressive the mech suit is. Because
Right.
like
I'm gonna have to do
one robot is like putting his hand over his face, like oh my god, because he's like because he's embarrassed how how stupid one of these
fucking
guys
comic book
is.
I'm in. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do more research on it right after I finish my OJ research, which I haven't been able to bring myself to do because it's too horrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he seriously behead?
He's a free man.
Did he seriously be like? I don't remember beheading. I remember I just assumed he stabbed.
He like they were walking away and he yelled at them. He goes, "Hey, turn around!" And then when they did, he threw a football so hard it decapitated.
No,
one of
they
the-
weren't decapitated. They were close to being.
He threw the football and his aim was so perfect. It hit the guy so hard his head fell off, but then it ricocheted and hit his ex-wife too, knocking her head off.
Wow. And then it hit Hans Moleman in the groin. And fell over.
And Kato Kaelin came up behind him and goes, "Perfect spiral, bro. Now let's get you out of here."
Kato Kaelin was a smart man.
Yeah, he was. Didn't
I'm
have to have a
not
job.
going to be committing the murder. I'm just going to be benefiting from it.
Yeah, he sure did. Did he like? I mean, did he make enough where he didn't have to worry about money anymore?
Well, how's he doing?
I don't know. Let's look up Kato Kaelin.
Kato Kaelin.
What if he looks exactly the same?
I think he did a lot of reality TV.
Oh, yeah. Brian Gerard Kaelin.
Man, he is cute.
Yeah, he's looking great. He's a little grown-up twink.
Yeah, look at grown up. Yeah,
A couple
There we
years
go.
earlier, he could have been in a boy band. He's
Dang.
63. He looks great. Oh,
Yeah.
in this picture, he's like 51. So.
how did he not like? I guess he must. You have to be a really bad actor when you're that good looking, and they still don't want to put you in
still can't
movies.
do it? Yeah.
You got to
that's
be
probably
fucking
true.
terrible. Under like the Wikipedia where it says career, it just says killing it.
No, the first thing it says before his involvement in the O.J. Simpson trial, like we start talking about O.J.
Yeah, well, that's the context for him. Oh yeah, he was on Mad TV, the first episode of Mad TV.
Oh,
wow.
yeah, he was. Yeah,
He was in Mr. Show as well. He made a cameo in Mr. Show.
That's great.
I'm sure I knew that, but I probably pulled it out of my brain because I had more important things to remember.
Oh yeah,
He appeared in a Trauma movie,
sick.
BC Butcher. All right, he doesn't keep super busy, but he's probably fine.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm guessing he does a lot of touring.
Yeah.
Just
Put him in
going like
Sharknado and stuff.
he's making all the Sharknadoes.
He was in an episode of Baskets, which is a show I really wanted to watch because apparently it's really, really great. But anything Louis C.K. adjacent, you have to be careful with nowadays.
Why? Just be adjacent of him jacking off.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. Is people were adjacent to him while he was jacking
No,
off.
you just got
and
no.
it
I
was a
mean, you
big
gotta
issue.
you just gotta dodge out of the way after release.
Yeah, you got to go in with a tarp like when you're going to a Gallagher concert.
Yeah. Get your Guar shirt.
Yeah, that guy shoots ropes, big thick ropes.
I doubt it. Louis C.K. I'm
His
guessing.
diet's not good enough.
I'm guessing
You
he's
never
not
know.
showing his dick at the end of Boogie Nights.
Yeah, not gonna deep fake his dick into anything. All right, so
He's
I
making
don't know, man.
Antichrist, and the director's like, "Yeah, your penis is fine. We don't need a more realistic double."
There's this scene in this book where they're standing on top of a mountain, and the mountain has a bulge, and one of the characters looks down and says, "It has a funny bulge down there. What is it?"
Right.
It's a weird piece of
It's a magma pocket. A magma pocket.
A magma-filled blister. It's basically
Yeah.
a lava
zit.
zit on the side of this mountain.
And so
But
they're
they-
gonna get tweezers on both sides. And they're
Yeah.
gonna squeeze it. It's
That's
not
gonna
ready
be so
yet.
satisfying. That's gonna be so satisfying. Who
It
would have
is.
thought that you could, in this day and age, you could go on YouTube and make money doing that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Well, that was 10 years ago, and they still doing it.
Yeah.
That's how
If
good
you
of an
got
idea it was.
Good enough toothpasting on those squirts, people will sign right up.
Fuck yeah, bro.
All right. So, that's going to be important later, probably, I guess. So the good guys want to break into this other mountain to get back their dude as well as the transfer ring. So I guess that they can separate the mind meld again.
Yeah, I guess the transfer ring, what it does is it can erase their minds. It can move their minds to other people.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
This robot looks like he has a little tie.
Yeah, he does.
A little tie on him.
He's a bad comedian. Black shirt with an orange tie and a purple jacket.
Yeah. Well, this is 1984, so Seinfeld was just probably getting his career going.
Oh, yeah, he's dressed like Seinfeld.
Yeah, he saw him in a club. He stole his bit. Did you ever notice how your wheels get greasy so fast nowadays?
Oh, my God. That is the most beautiful 17-year-old girl I've ever seen.
So relatable.
I will ask their parents if I can marry them.
Why do robots talk like that? We can certainly come up
We
with
don't
something.
want our daughter to marry a 40-year-old robot. I am the richest man in the world. You may marry her.
And a 40-year-old robot's still pretty young for a robot.
And then the Transformer with his human girlfriend are just like, nice. It's paradise, bro.
Working out well. So yeah, the Seinfeld bad guy is here to he's going to betray Sergeant Slaughter to the good guys, I think, because he's mad because Sergeant Slaughter threw him against the wall at the beginning of the comic and made him look like a chump.
There's like a silhouette of the two characters, and I realized like it's supposed to be the drill guy with the drill on his chest, but it looks like it's his dick, and the other robot's about to go suck it.
Yeah,
It
there's
looks like
a Japanese horror movie called Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that movie rules.
Yeah, that involves a drill dick.
Yeah, it does.
It just looks like the robots are reenacting the last scene from Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
He's got a little silhouette thing going on.
Yep, starring Louis C.K.
So, all right, things kind of progress,
No,
there's
no.
a red-
I got how James just skips past all the parts that I want to talk about. Like, what is up with that? You know I'm going to want to do these. You know it.
Because I know I'm going to cut it out later, so why waste time?
I know. You told me earlier you're done cutting stuff, so we're just going to do it.
Of course it is.
There was so this is an ad for NBC Saturday morning cartoons, and there's a cartoon called The Pink Panther and Sons. The fuck is that?
Yeah,
He's a
I could not
panther. Is that a-
understand that.
He's done a lot of fucking.
I'm like, I guess.
And one of the sons is like a teenage punk.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, some of them are lions apparently. So I guess he doesn't mind what kind of cat they are.
Yeah, but it still has to be a cat. It's
Right,
not-
and
he's not
here's a ad for the Smurfs where it looks like that meme with that white girl and those 5 black guys are gonna fuck her.
Oh, Piper Perry. Yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
There's Alvin and the Chipmunks voting Republican, talking about family values and taking away a bunch of statuses for Disney for weird reasons.
4 consecutive comic books with apes in them now.
There's a Mr. T cartoon. We love Mr. T.
We love Mr. T.
Of course
We're
we do.
Mr. T is not the ape. He's a human. I'm talking about this actual ape in a show called Going Bananas.
Right, we'll have to look up Going. See if there's a trailer for Going
I want to
Bananas.
talk about David Hasselhoff being on a show called One to Grow On.
Are we sure
Yeah.
that's David Hasselhoff?
I thought it was David Hasselhoff too.
It
Or
looks
it
like
could
him.
it could be what is the name of that it looks like Donny Osmond. It could be him too.
No, that's David Hasselhoff.
Did you look it up? Is it One to Grow
No,
On?
I just know.
All right. I'll take your word for it. There's like an ad for a Spider-Man cartoon called Spider-Man His Amazing Friends, and I guess he's fighting for democracy.
Dude, I think I watched that show. It was like split into 3 pieces. It was or 3 main characters. It was Spider-Man, it was Iceman, and it was some girl.
Firestorm.
Firestorm.
They were originally going to use the Human Torch, but I guess licensing didn't allow it. So they invented a character, and then she ended up being in normal Marvel continuity later on.
Okay, well, I know they had an issue with Human Torch with the Fantastic Four cartoon show because he was on fire all the time. And they didn't want to. So they replaced the Human Torch with a car.
Oh, Robbie
Like
the
a
robot.
talking car.
Yeah, they did.
That was silly.
Uh huh.
All right, well, moving on from that.
Moving on from there. Yeah.
And then one of the robots gets a green egg from somewhere.
I think it's like a destructopod. It's like a bomb.
Sure, and you can get one at your Toys R Us.
Yeah.
This is like this
Back
whole
then,
issue
the
is
80s,
like,
before kids
it's
turned
like-
into a bunch of snowflakes.
this is like on The Simpsons, the Mattel and Mars Bar Quick Energy Chocobot Hour.
Yeah.
This is like it's the whole. That's exactly what this is.
This is after Reagan signed that law where you can just advertise to kids directly.
I don't know because I know more of the other end of it when they said you can't do that anymore.
Oh, I mean, this was before they said they could.
Well, this is 1984, so yeah,
Oh,
I don't think they were even doing like the more you know GI Joe things yet, because that only happened because they were forced to do it. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. I don't know.
Don't run with scissors. Like I just remember, like you did like a collage of those, and one of them was one of them says
No,
this
it
guy yelling, like, "Don't run with scissors."
No, it was better than that. It was Timothy Leary giving advice to children to drop out of school and do this and that, and I intercut it with the various GI Joe characters telling kids what to do. And then the last one was the guy saying, "Open and close your legs like a scissor."
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then G.I. Joe,
That's
it's
the-
G.I. Joe. Yeah, because that was like how to stay alive if you're sinking in the lake. But I just thought it was funny the way you just spontaneously yells, "Open and close your legs like a scissor."
That's a good bit.
I tell you what, I'm going to remember that though. If I'm ever drowning,
Yeah, me
open
too.
and close your legs.
All
like
it needed was
scissor.
a bit.
Yeah.
I only remember things as bits, and if they're not bits,
I
I
mean-
tend to not remember them at all.
I've learned a lot of stuff just because of The Simpsons. Like I just
fair.
retained it.
It's
Yeah.
probably why I knew so much about the O.J. Simpson trial because of all the bits involved.
You ever learn something through like a comedy song or a sketch or whatever, and you find yourself wishing that more people could like put genuine information in their comedy and stuff, so I would remember, because I would retain all of this shit if they could deliver it in an interesting way.
Yeah, if they did algebra as a Simpsons episode, I would have known all about it.
I guess that's what Schoolhouse Rock was trying to do.
Oh, and you know what? I remember all that.
You do remember? I don't remember.
Yeah, I do. I remember all the Schoolhouse Rock stuff.
I don't think I was shown it as a kid. I think I was sheltered from that.
No, they didn't show it in Detroit.
And that was part of the government's plan. The step one was introduce crack to black communities, and step two was to keep people in urban communities from seeing Schoolhouse Rock and educating themselves.
Yep, nope.
Makes sense to me.
Yep.
It really kind of scans.
yeah.
It's called Reaganomics,
If
motherfuckers.
if you just change Detroit to Baltimore, it'd be really believable.
Yeah. Baltimore, I was there last year. Baltimore is a sad, sad city. Everyone, I walked around like downtown Baltimore, and every single person I saw looked like they were just trying to find their way out of Baltimore. It looked
Yeah.
like everybody was just walking away. Like where is the city limit here?
Dude, it seems like every city that's not it seems like every major city I go to is like that. All across America. Like they're all
So
like
sad.
that. Like they're all like it's like my dad as a kid would always tell me like Illinois is the best place to live, and I never believed him. But now that I'm an adult and I've done some traveling, I'm like, you know what? He might have been right.
Because everything is so
Pretty
awful.
great.
Yeah. Now Illinois is a solid state. We got our problems.
I know, but like it seems like everything else is just like destitute and fucked up. Like no matter where you go, like there's that.
Well,
here
no,
in
we
Illinois too.
live in an urban area. There's a lot of destitute and fucked up areas in Illinois.
There is, but I mean, being like everywhere else, like that's everything is just destitute and fucked up. But like when you go, like it's either like so like rural that like it's just like toothless rednecks, or every city is basically a homeless encampment, and Chicago just has less than that.
Well, there's a lot of pockets, but it's just like nobody goes to like the little nice suburbs or artsy district. Like they don't go. They go to downtown Atlanta, where yeah, of course those hubs are going to be kind of shitholes. Like, but there's plenty of nice places spread out. It's just
Isn't that weird that the major cities is like where it's the most shitty? You'd think that major cities would be great.
Well, I think it's both. I think you go to a major city like we're in Chicago, and you've got some of the best things that you find in the country and some of the worst, because you've got 3 million people crammed into a small area. Like,
Yeah, but it's just weird. You'd think with like more people in a place, it'd be a lot better because there's more people to make it better.
well, but you're also getting a more representative sample of humanity as a whole. You're getting a little everything.
Yep,
You're getting the royal sampler.
I always say it to my mom when she's always talking about carjackings in the city. I'm like, well, there's 4 million people here. It's the law of averages.
Yeah, it's always because people like to say. I encountered some like an old boomer in Milwaukee who was shitting on Chicago as the murder capital of the thing. I looked at him like,
That's
Chicago
not true.
per capita, it's not even close.
No.
It's just that there's so many people. It's not even close to being the murder capital of the country.
More than New York, though. Like, we crushed New York, their average.
Well, fuck New York.
Yeah,
We gotta beat them.
yeah. We don't have feces on the street.
Yeah, we have alleys.
Yeah, right. We may have more murders, but there's less poo.
Yeah, we force all our homeless people in the alleys so we don't have to look at them.
All right.
Easily
Well,
avoidable.
well, Giuliani killed all his. Allegedly.
And now he's on TV dancing.
Yep.
We gotta
Yeah,
like
you
him
gotta
again.
love it when everything works out for the criminals.
Yep, everything just worked out for that guy.
Giuliani looks like he'd be in his office and a Batman would come crashing through the window to get some information from him.
Giuliani really, because you think that, like, okay, you can only be so incompetent if you're also corrupt. Like, there's a certain level that, like, if you fuck up this much, you're gonna get caught. And he just proved that that level is
Nope.
way higher. Like, you have to, you can't. 4 seasons total landscaping. He went on TV, lied, and fucking shit's dripping down the side of his face. He went on that Borat movie, and I don't care what anyone else says, he was gonna fuck that girl.
Allegedly.
And we just went like, you know what? It's fine. It's not bad enough
It's
yet.
so it's still it has to be a work. Like all that is just too ridiculous. It has to be
He's
a
got
work.
a lot of money.
I think it's a work. I think Giuliani was there to take some of the heat off of somebody. I don't know.
It's
He's like a
incredible.
wrestling manager. Like you just want to see him get beat up.
I think about how much I could get away with if I just took
which
the
is
Giuliani
nothing.
path and just doing whatever. Yeah, I can't get away with anything.
Like their horses or sheep?
That's right.
Oh, sheep! What a
That
great
at
dude.
least. We at least got that.
Remember when he was America's mayor and everybody fucking loved him?
He was on Seinfeld
Yeah.
as a beloved
He
figure.
hosted SNL.
Yeah, he did.
Oh God.
Yep.
Disgusting.
He should have just like stayed out and not have become Trump's lawyer, and he would have been fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, he wanted to have some fun.
You know, he got
He's
away with
getting
all that
older.
bullshit. He got away with being an idiot mayor.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I can just retire. And they made a movie about him where James Woods played him.
Yeah.
Speaking of pieces of shit. Holy cow. So anyway, what's going on here? They're all the different factions are coming together at the same place. All the betrayals are being exposed, and we're gonna rescue this dude and his mind melding ring.
It's just so weird. The one robot's like, I will help you. I will betray my team. Haha, joke's on you. I am actually betraying my team.
God, even the robots have to get sick of hearing that voice all the time.
And here they like grab some chains and start whipping each other with the chains.
Yeah. Like again, we're
How
not
does
gonna
that-
feel it.
How does that harm a robot?
So yeah, they continue just screaming each other's names. They say motor mouth and they say back knee and all kinds of things.
Yeah, they
Whatever
got
the fucking names these
they
characters
got
are.
they got gun nose. Here's an ad for Marvel's Secret Wars where Spider-Man's like, how are we gonna stop Captain America? And Captain America leans in and goes, that's our secret, Spider-Man. And he's like, what?
How are we gonna save him?
Spider-Man's like, LOL, what?
Spider-Man, you don't have any money or a car. You're not saving anything.
Like, why are you even involved in the Secret Wars? How'd you even get here? Did you take the bus?
Your little footy pajamas, you swung over here.
Yeah, you little freak.
Fucking piece of shit.
I'm Captain America. Capital
this
A
A-
is on my head.
It's right here. Where's your capital S?
What a
Nowhere.
dumb costume. Captain America
America's
has a stupid costume.
At the time,
And look how awesome Doctor Doom's outfit is, and everybody loves that dude.
I'll tell you, this picture is based on the toy, and I had this toy. I didn't know who he was, but I had this Doctor Doom toy. This very
Doctor
same
Doom
one.
is cool. If I was gonna run a country, I'd do it that way.
He has a like a thigh belt.
Do you remember where, like, in a comic, I think it was in the Kiss comic, where it had like an ad for tourism to Latveria,
Yeah, so Latvia. Yeah,
and we were like, "This place sounds amazing."
yeah, because it's just like Singapore. It's a strict hand.
Strict, yeah, but they got robot servants. No one has a job.
No fucking around there. So yeah, they bust in and they find the transfer ring, which they keep in a box for some reason.
It
Like a
labeled
little-
transfer ring.
yeah, transfer ring.
Like there's no missing it.
It's in like a jewelry box that your grandma would give you. And they open it up. It's like, oh shit, the transfer ring's gone. Somebody's already got it.
Someone's already got it. Shit. So they cross out the transfer ring on the box so no one gets confused later.
I'm gonna slap a quick transfer ring on the side of this box so we know it's got a transfer ring in it.
Yeah, it's like a gig where you like leave it open so then we know it's empty.
Pop a quick transfer ring on the side. That's another Charlie Day reference. We pop the quick H on the side of the Hornet box. Right,
Popping a
whatever.
quick H used to mean something else when I was younger.
Yeah.
Heroin?
Yeah, it used to mean heroin.
Child addicted to heroin.
I mean, the guys all hooked on meth.
Yeah, they did. Some manner of meth.
They're
Most
like, oh
drugs are
shit.
some manner of meth.
Who's they?
The doctors that treat the early ADD tests.
Gotcha.
The test subjects, the kids. They're like, yeah, your kid doesn't pay attention because their brain doesn't receive dopamine well, so their brain doesn't see any rewards. It's always searching for new things. And they're like, oh, what do we do about it? Well, we're going to give them a high-powered dose of meth because that's going to give like a shotgun blast of dopamine, and hopefully that straightens them out.
Constant rising stimuli, which is funny because that was the cure for ADHD, and this comic book is the cause of ADHD. And so they all have a big fight here, and they start strapping, is it Gouge? I don't know, the dude with the drill bit in his chest, and they're going to strap him up to torture him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably by giving him titty twisters.
You think that cartoon never happened because it gave kids seizures?
I don't know why it didn't happen. I mean, I think...
we know why.
Well, the toys didn't sell.
It was bad. A lot of and like half this book has been like BDSM with robots. It's weird. They're like binding his hands. Why doesn't he just open up his visor and then the little man driving it can just escape?
Leave. There's a point where the guy is like Reamer. And I wanted to draw attention to this, and now I'm trying to find it. I'm going back to find it. I want to find this because he says something about wanting to ream the other guy.
Yeah, I bet.
And he says like,
that's like motorboating a guy's butt crack.
He says like, I'll ream you out good. Why is everybody laughing? What's so funny? Oh God, where is it? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. This is a pretty horny book, actually.
It is. It kind of is. Yeah, he mentions wanting to ream somebody out. It's in there. So
I
we'll
bet.
find it. Maybe we'll throw it in the video, or maybe we won't.
Yeah, maybe we won't.
Where do we leave off here?
I'm sure I'll run into it like looking for Twitter shit.
What was Nipper supposed to be? His name, one of the characters' name is Nipper.
I think he was a little car guy. With
I think that's the traitor.
Yeah, Nipper, like the Gipper.
Yeah, do it for the Nipper.
It's like a Ronald Reagan that's a nipple.
Sergeant Slaughter, like he has no problem killing his own men, and I realize villains do that sometimes, but it's like he was just mildly frustrated that while he attacked these guys. Like that's not a sustainable business model.
And none of these robots need to do any of this. They're robots.
Yeah, just find out where their Wi-Fi is and shut them off.
Yeah, like what's the problem with any of this? Like, why is it like if there aren't any humans around to like they're there to like just maintain the planet, right? Like as the humans are sleeping. Why did they even build some of them as cars? Like who are they driving around?
Well, just so that they can go faster.
Right, but there's clearly like a passenger, or maybe that's the little man driving it. Maybe it's like a little man driving the thing.
It was just stuff that they thought was cool. Like I said, like fucking T-Rex.
Like none of all this makes even way less sense if it's correct that it's a little man driving these things, like a little robot man. It's like they can just get out.
Maybe they're all friends, and this is just like a cosplay thing.
Right, they're bored, so they're creating like they're role playing.
Yeah, they just made giant mecha suits. And they're just
what's that called when you're a live action role player, LARPing?
Yeah,
LARPing.
I was about to say live action role playing.
Right. They're robo LARPing.
So in order to escape all of this, they decide to pop that pimple on the side of the mountain.
Yep, and it's satisfyingly.
It feels so good.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not satisfying. Satisfyingly. I can't talk today.
Well, somebody had their flip phone out, so they were able to record it for YouTube. And they got 10 million views immediately.
World Star.
World Star. And a bunch of fire spiders run out and start attacking the bad guys. And they say, oh, shit, it's fire spiders again.
Oh, shit. Good thing we're impervious and everything that they got.
So the fire spiders attack. it turns out that the main bad guy, Sergeant Slaughter, I believe, he got the ring, right? Which, if I'm looking at it correctly, it looks like it's a little ship that he puts on his hand. Is
Yeah.
that what that is?
And there's a little man inside that.
This is the dumbest shit. It's like Micro Machines.
Russian dolls of men.
Nesting.
You know, if the point of these robots was to like prepare the Earth so to reawaken the humans, they're wasting a lot of time on nothing. Why don't they
Yeah.
start farming? Start there, maybe.
I see what the ring is. Yeah, it's like a bracelet with a little car on top, with a little like a little ship on top of it.
Right. There's the one wedding ring, and they all
Yes.
want to get married. So
all
they're
wanna
constantly
marry
fighting over it.
the one woman.
Yeah. They're fighting over that. Yeah, they're fighting over who gets to give it to that one sexy lady who never shows up again.
You know, we could just build another sexy lady out of all the guys.
They don't know how to do
No.
anything.
No.
They're all clearly incompetent. Like, they don't know how to build things.
Well, until recently, like the humans have been dead, so they haven't had anything to do.
It's been like a million years.
They've just been sitting around being lazy, and now all of a sudden they decided to go to war.
Right, because someone brought back the concept of marriage.
And it ruined society. And me. Oh shit. Said it. Sorry.
They want to marry the lady robot before her USB port gets all fucking messed up from
See?
overuse.
For they upgrade to USB-C. Yeah.
We legalized gay marriage, and now robots
Now
are
look,
marrying, and
Now the robots are getting married. That's a downfall of society.
That T-Rex robot's gonna want to marry a fucking ghost robot. Who knows what they're gonna
Yeah,
want
who knows what they're gonna come up with now?
Crazy.
My kid's got to go to school. What am I gonna say to him? I'm loving that. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you might have to talk to your child about the
Yeah,
world.
like they're trying to make laws in Florida to keep parents from having to talk to
I've
their.
been trying very hard not to talk to my child about the real world.
well, you've just been trying hard not to talk to your child, James.
Yeah, right. Go visit your son, James.
Look, we don't have to talk about that.
Little Rupert's been on his own.
Yeah.
Named him after Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, you did.
A hero of
I
mine.
remember the day.
Yeah.
I remember I was there with you. I was in the weighing room.
Listen,
You were like
though.
little Rupert Murdoch Jr.
I tried to absorb him like a
Yeah.
multiple man. and it
Oh, that's
didn't
what
work.
happened to him. You absorbed him.
I tried so hard. I
You
just put
make-
him under my shirt.
Just shoved him up your ass. And he suffocated in there.
Oh. God.
Now every once in a while you're pulling out a random bone.
You know, it's not funny because I'm old enough that I could have had a child at this point. It might seem a little realistic.
Yeah, but your ass is too flat to fit a kid in there.
No, it's pretty firm. It's pretty good.
I could fit a kid in my ass, Mike.
I could definitely, if push came to shove, I could shove one in there.
I get it.
That deserves a fucking blowy
sound.
kazoo
Yeah.
sound. That deserves it.
Bravo.
That was good.
I've got my squad here too.
Oh yeah,
They always got my back.
that's
so-
old, bro.
What do you mean?
that video. That's like early internet.
Yeah. So is Jeff Foxworthy. Like,
I'm not saying don't use it. I'm just pointing
Yeah.
it out.
I love old stuff. Like, didn't we open this with you talking about all the fucking pile of Zunes and shit you've got sitting in the corner?
No,
of your
I
house?
have a bunch of like 3G smartphones that people just like gave me.
3 big G's.
If anyone listening has like Zunes that still work, you can send them to me.
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
So then they find a way to, I guess, separate the good guys' brains, but it also makes them huge.
Yep, makes them huge. Huge.
They got the hugest mechas. Everyone knows it. And then they just kind of talk about, well, we know where the battle station is, I guess. At some point in this, they figured out where, I guess, the bad guy's battle station is.
What if they just pretend the ring does something and all they did was open the visor and take the little man who's in there and move him into another visor where his seat is?
All of this is pretending. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it's all
They got to wrap it up before dinner, before their moms call them home, or they're going to get
before
caned.
before the streetlights come on.
Yeah, you better get home, or you're going to get that fucking caning.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, and then they kind of continue to tell us about things that happened, and they spend a lot of time just telling us the stuff we didn't see.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you missed so much cool
Yeah.
shit.
I wish the
And-
Batman did that.
Batman was a great movie.
It was not.
It was a great movie, and you're being a contrarian.
Okay, it's just I think there's more bad Batman movies than good ones, and that's just one of the bad ones.
Yeah, well, you make a Batman movie.
Where's Ben Affleck's one? What happened to that?
He tried. He wanted to. You would have hated that too.
No, I would have liked it. I liked the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. I liked it. It was okay.
Sounds contrarian again. Well, no, actually, that did pretty well.
I liked it. It was. I loved it.
I enjoyed it very much.
It didn't take itself seriously, and it was in. So I'll forgive pretty much anything as long as the movie doesn't take itself seriously.
That's I don't know, man. That's potentially too much of a get out of jail free card for people.
It's a pretty big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. Yeah, because if Chris Pratt just is silly enough as Mario, we'll just pretend like it's not a piece of trash, which
like
it clearly will be.
the Tim Burton Batman movie. That's a silly movie, but it knows it's silly.
But it's also not good. Returns, yeah.
Like the Batman is like this is supposed to be fucking serious, and it's just this goofy fucking movie.
It is really good. I agree. So then we're talking to Motormouth, and Motormouth is the one we talked about who was programmed to be a coward. He says, "I'm scared of everything I'm programmed to be."
You know, this is how you know they don't know how to do anything, because they just don't reprogram these guys to get rid of that shit.
Yeah, there's no ambiguity there. He was programmed to be scared. That's stupid.
Like, okay, do they not know how to reprogram? Like,
No,
do they not
don't.
know basic code?
No, none of them have fingers.
Oh,
They don't
yeah,
have drill
you're
bits and
right.
shit.
No one has fingers.
Oh yeah.
They just have big stumps
Shit.
and things.
Yeah, everything's a keyboard, a traditional keyboard.
Stupid.
Can't
Like,
build nothing.
No, they can't do anything. That's why they live on a desert.
What about the driver inside the head? Do they got fingers and hands? They
know.
said they're humanoid.
I'm still not positive that there's little men in there, but we'll see.
It's more fun to think there's little men in there, bro.
It might be. I don't know. So then they decide the Motormouth, the coward, he's going to go infiltrate the battle station. He's like, well, I'm pretty useless. And they go, exactly. That's why we need you.
And now he's into it.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
I'd
says-
love to.
He says your nervousness will keep you from taking unnecessary chances and will bring you safely back to us. It sounds like he's just the most expendable.
Yep, he is.
Yeah, that's what I was reading it as.
We
Maybe
need
they're
the
like
least.
they're like whispering like maybe he pulls it off though. But if
I
we
mean, they
lose
got
him, no
nothing
big
to
deal.
lose.
Yep. Like everyone alive right now.
So then the bad guys are standing in the ruins of their headquarters going, shit.
Yeah,
They
pretty
kinda-
much.
They kind of fucked us up over here.
There's one guy, like one of the bad guys, decided to help the good guys because he thought the main bad guy's plan was dumb, and it is. And
Yes.
and they ask him when they're escaping, they're like, "You should come with us because they're gonna fucking kill you if you stay." He goes, "No, I'm gonna stay there, even though their plan is asinine. I got my part in it." It's like, what? That's dumb.
Well,
All
it's
right.
programming.
So sure enough, fucking steel mill fucking tears them apart.
Yeah, Steel Mill.
like, this is a kid's comic.
Really banned Steel Mill.
Like this comic is for kids, but this is how it ends. Like the main bad guy says, "We're gonna rip you apart but leave you alive, but unable to move or do anything else as you slowly go insane."
Yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
fucking.
Yes, and it's the one time where we actually see some kind of humanism on their facial expressions, and Sergeant Steele looks at us, looks at the camera and smiles.
And the other
Yeah,
guy's like
it's
literally
weird.
looks terrified.
Oh,
Wouldn't you
shit.
be?
He's like, "Shit, I should have went with those other dudes." I would have popped open my visor, and me as the little man would just hop out and get the fuck out of there. That's what I would do.
Oh, stupid. And that's how it ends.
I would jump into the main bad guy's head and carjack him.
Yeah, just pull him out like in Grand Theft Auto.
You're right, and then now you're in charge.
And now who's Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah, I'm Sergeant Slaughter Steele now.
Oh, God, that's the end of the book.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yep.
That was madness.
Yep.
That was
Stupid.
what horrible trash.
Yeah.
What do we think of this?
I bet
Bad.
if we read the first one, it'd be better.
Yeah,
Because then
Do
we'd
that
be
next week.
then we'd be emotionally involved with the characters.
Oh, God. So you both didn't like this.
I'm gonna give this 0 stars.
I mean, yeah, Shée, you didn't like it, right? You weren't a
No,
fan
I
of
did
this?
not like
Closet
it.
fan?
I'm gonna give this 0 stars, which is equal to 1 the Batman.
You're not going to give it 0 Starriors?
Oh, that's funny. But no, I just
Bravo.
just gonna trash Batman some more.
All right, so yeah, it's a great movie. I am so angry that I had to carve out time to digest this. Maybe it's the worst book I've ever read. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
This could be the worst comic we've ever done.
It could be.
It's bad.
But
Yeah.
The biggest problem I have with it is it's clearly just a sales pitch they disguised as a comic book.
Yeah,
And-
but we've done comics like that, and they're still fun.
Yeah,
like what
this
was
wasn't even fun.
Mantech Robot Warriors? That's all that
Yeah.
was, but it was
Yeah.
still fun to read.
So this was terrible. But reading it, it made time go so slowly that I feel like I discovered the secret to eternal life. So it's a perfect 5 out of 5 time reversals.
All right.
Absolute masterpiece. I wouldn't change a thing.
All
Perfect
right.
book.
Even though this is bad, though, I'm still going to keep picking comics with toy tie-ins because it makes making end tags easier.
Okay.
Right.
So
I
as
get
long as
that.
it's good for me.
Yeah, as long as you get yours.
Yeah.
As long as it works out for the Gipper. And the
Yeah.
Nipper.
It didn't, though. It didn't work out for
For the
him.
Nipper. Yeah.
Like his
I don't
legacy
know,
is
man.
trash, and he died very badly.
Yeah. I don't know. This comic book just deflated me.
Yep.
All right, let's figure out what we're doing next week, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can figure out what we're doing next week.
Let's
Are we just
do
gonna-
it.
Are we gonna spin the normal wheel?
I think we said we were going to do a fan pick or a request. We did
Okay.
say we'd do it next time.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think-
saying we have to.
I'm gonna. Okay. No, we can do it. I'm looking for. We're slowly getting to our Batman episode, and I really hope one of the ones I want actually.
We got to make
comes
sure
up.
there's no Superman in any of this shit.
I don't think there is. No, we've got 9 items on there.
All right.
We've got Guy Gardner. We've got Metanal Men, which is supposed to be Metal Men. Savage Dragon.
I want that.
Savage Dragon. I'm hoping
The
for.
tunnel.
No, I'm sorry, guys. It's Savage Garden. It's a Savage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes.
sick, dude. I'm hoping for
all
Guy
right.
Gardner because I remember it being super based.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna spin this. Let's listen to a little spinning music while we enjoy our spinning time.
Nice.
Harry Belafonte, jump down, spin around. Now I need to vet these guys to make sure they're not problematic.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
you-
Don't worry about it.
Last time they were Nazis. Ace of Base turned out to be Nazis.
Oh, who cares? I don't.
Kind of care. But it turned out Harry Belafonte is awesome. He's 95. He's 95, and he's still killing. it.
Sweet.
Still being a Nazi. No.
He might be dead. He's actually pretty anti-Nazi.
Good,
He's
good. All right,
actually
I'm
has
just
a lot of he's been a good social warrior since before it was cool.
All right.
You could get Twitter cred for it. So
Spin that fucking wheel.
hopefully he's not dead by the time we do this. Let's spin the wheel.
There we go.
Oh!
Oh, hey, all right.
So this actually happened last week when we picked out Starriors. Is the last thing we mentioned before we spun the wheel actually came up. It's Savage Dragon issue 34.
All right.
Hey everybody, gonna drop in a quick update right here. In light of the legendary Neil Adams passing away, we're actually gonna go ahead and do one of his books in tribute next time. So we'll be looking at Strange Adventures issue 216 from 1969 featuring Deadman. And then we'll do this Savage Dragon thing after that. So let's go back to listening to these naive fools pretending that they know what the future holds. I'm actually really excited about that. Let's take a look at what we have in here. Who had this for us? Who gave us this?
I don't know.
Savage Dragon.
Adam from my work.
Okay.
He used to make us fan art, and he used to request all kinds of stuff. So
Did
there we
Adam
go.
request Son of Satan?
Yeah. Son of
Ah, okay.
Oh boy. Well, that worked out.
Satan. Yep.
We got an episode out of that, surely. Oh, we should take a look at the.
A lot of good ginger jokes, if I recall.
You can't deny the fact that there was an episode. From that.
It existed.
Let's take a look at what the cover of.
Did it make the
Savage
purge,
Dragon.
or did we get rid of that?
No, it's still there. Everything that Shée is involved with, we still have.
Oh, good.
They're not
Oh,
purged,
cool.
They're just not easily accessible.
So here we go. We
Oh
got
my God.
Savage Dragon versus Hellboy, but there is
Fuck
an ape
yes.
with an exposed brain.
Oh my God.
This is 5 consecutive, not planned again, 5 consecutive episodes with apes and another with an exposed brain.
Yeah, there we go.
And that's
This
some
is
Mike
incredible.
Mignola fucking Hellboy looking right there.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that might be Mignola's.
That's like
artwork.
the end of a thesis.
Yeah.
Where it's
We're
like,
talking-
not
That's
like we.
awesome.
like we have a
Which
bunch
one
of
of these
epis-
guys is Savage Dragon?
Oh, all cops are bastards,
Yeah, including AC.
including Savage
Including
Dragon.
the Savage
I guess
Dragon.
including Hellboy too. He's like a ghost cop.
He's a detective. He only gets paid to enforce.
He's
justice.
he's even worse than a cop. He's a fed.
But he is from hell.
That's true, which is metal.
Yeah, that is pretty metal. And he likes cats. The thing is a soft spot for cats.
So,
yeah, that looks fucking fun as shit. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that a lot. That's
sick.
That recovered from my my ailing heart from Starriors.
See, aren't you guys glad we did a request now? Huh?
Yes.
Oh well.
This has been on the request wheel for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I hope he
Adam
still
might be dead by
listens.
now. Yeah, I don't even know. If, Adam might be dead by now. I don't know.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Check in on him.
Cool. Shée.
James.
Give us some plugs and get us out of here.
Look at
Hi.
James remembering. Look at him, huh? He remembered.
Because I got chastised for forgetting all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making a note.
So send us truth or dare suggestions at darksidescouch.com,
okay.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at darksidescouch. And be like Rudy and do whatever the fuck you want, including finding Dark Side's Couch on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any other podcast app that you could think of. iHeartRadio, is that a podcast app?
I don't think Stitcher's around either, or if it is, like I don't know if literally anyone's ever used Stitcher to listen.
I bet all the app links we have on the website don't work anymore.
Dude, Stitcher owns Earwolf
Correct.
now. They're
That's
actually
correct.
like a
Check
pretty
them.
big.
Is it still, or did somebody
Yeah.
did they? Because that's always a nonstop shit show.
Yeah.
'Cause, I don't know.
Podcast Republic, that's one.
People listen on Spotify.
Yeah, everyone listens on Spotify or YouTube.
Listen on
and that's pretty much it.
Spotify, Apple Music. Some people listen on Apple Music, and we really need to get people listening on YouTube as well.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Smash those subscribe and like buttons and leave us ratings.
Tell
and
us what we need
reviews.
to do to make you do it.
No, we're not changing.
I will change.
They need to just like turn on to what we're already doing.
I have
It's
no
probably
pride.
in my best interest to change. Yeah.
Unless there's a sponsor who wants to give us money, then we'll talk about changing.
Yeah, my buddy Art really wants us to get what is it, man wipes, whatever. It's the male post coital cleanup wipe. I can't remember the name of it. It might be called man wipes.
I'd be cool with that. That'd be a product I'd use.
Yeah, that'd be
Usually I
good.
just roll over and use their sheets.
Well, it will burn your dick when you use it. It is a harmfully acidic.
Well, we just lost that sponsor.
No, I'm sure it's a fantastic product.
Way to go.
Listen, what better podcast for them to advertise on than the one that just spent like 10 minutes talking about Mark Wahlberg and Willem Dafoe's dicks?
I bet
We're
like
clearly a dick-friendly show.
first sponsor that hits us up, they're like, "Yeah, I get rid of Mike though. He's really problematic." And you guys are like, "Yeah, no problem.
They don't come to us. You have to go begging them.
He's gone."
But yeah, we're all expendable. We're as expendable as that shitty Roomba robot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was that one again? Fucking
It might have been-
Cambot.
It might have
Tom
that
Servo.
guy, butt plug. That was butt plug.
Crow.
Crow, the crow.
Yeah.
James
Pearl?
O'Barr's the crow.
You guys never watched Mr. Science Theater. You're not cool.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. No,
Crow,
I don't.
Pearl.
Too lowbrow for James.
Yep, I am a fancy lad. And now I need to close out the tabs. I have pictures of famous men's penises.
Oh yeah, right. I love how you look that up. You won't look up any other fucked up things I tell you to, but like that's fine.
I look up most of the things nowadays. Usually it was only for timing purposes. I wouldn't look everything up.
All right, well, ta for now, Christian Crusaders. Are we done?
Well, yeah. You got anything? You steal my outro? You got something else to say? Got any last words?
What did I? What do I have to say? Nothing. Subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything. Shée, you got anything you want to say?
No.
Sorry about this book. How about that?
Yeah, that book
this was my pick. Like, I just wanted to make it easy tags. That's pretty much the only thing I'm going for here.
Which I really don't know how it's going to help you, considering there was no cartoon.
But there are toy commercials,
All right. Stay
which
tuned for...
I've already done like 6 toy commercial spoof
Yeah.
like tags, and there's gonna be more.
Stay tuned for another 15 seconds and hear how that worked out. Ta-ta for now, Christian Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
Have you ever noticed that Starriors have little men living in their heads? So does that mean that the Starriors are just complicated cars? Do the little men ever get out to stretch their legs? What's the deal with people being mad about me dating a 17-year-old? I'm a millionaire megastar. I'll have sex with whatever I want.